What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I want to thank you guys so very much for tuning in. So what I want to tell you guys is this is not your typical vlog or fitness video. I'm not going to include any of that today. Today's actually a Q&A because quite a lot of people were asking me questions in regards to my career as an Air Force firefighter, and a lot of people just don't really have a lot of knowledge on the internet as that they could refer to and look for questions and look for their answers to their questions. So what I want to get across today is I have a few questions that I screenshotted on my previous video of Air Force firefighting. People were asking tons of questions, so I decided to screenshot a couple of them and let you guys know. So please do not be disrespectful in this video. If you are, there's a block button that I can easily hit, and bam, you're done. You're done from the channel, guys. So please respect these people and their questions, and let's get right into it. Head first, let's dive into it. So the first question I got is from the American Goat. Alright, where are you stationed? I am currently stationed at Peterson Air Force Base, Colorado Springs, Colorado. And a couple things I could say about this base. It's not the biggest base in the world, but it's certainly not the smallest. Because where I went to tech school, Goodfellow, that base was tiny. Like you could literally walk from one side to the other within like 10-15 minutes. Here, decent size. I love the atmosphere of Colorado, especially being into like the whole fitness realm and stuff. Colorado is like the number 3, number 4 state, like fittest state in the United States, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. That's what I heard, at least. I could be wrong. However, guys, just the environment, the vibe, so much positive energy in this area. I just really love it. It's kind of like, it reminds me so much of Austin, Texas. It's completely different. It's like it's its own unique spot in the whole map. Next question on the list is going to be, what did you mean by 5 level and 3 level? Can you explain the levels? Yes, so we're going to have our 3 levels. They're going to be known as apprentice. Okay, apprentice, they basically are the basic bottom of the food chain when it comes to down to your careers, right? Because your career is separated into 4 levels. This is the very first level. You're gonna go in, you're basically there to learn. You're there to like precise your craft. You're there to absorb everything in your certain career field. That way you could continue to progress down the line, right? That's your 3 level. There's like certain, depending on your career field, depending where you're stationed, there's so many variables that a 3 level could do. So like at my station, 3 levels cannot go into the movie room and watch movies. 3 levels cannot go into the game room and play pool. 3 levels cannot be asleep whenever they want. Like 5 levels, 7 levels, 9 levels. You know what I mean? So that's just the gist right there. Next we have our 5 levels, also known as a journeyman. So basically, when you get your 5 level, you kind of earned a rite of passage. You're no longer the new guy who's has to be watched over all the time. You have a basic understanding of every single little thing going on in your career. So that's basically that position. Then we got our 7 level. That's a little more advanced. They're also going to be known as craftsmen. So hence the name craftsmen. They basically know quite a bit of their job, and the reason they reach their 7 level is because they know their job like the back of their hand. You know what I mean? Especially since they work their way up the chain so much. They are basically on the floor managing things one-on-one. So 7 levels, they really have a lot of the respect in the career field, as well as the 9 levels, which is the final level. 9 levels, they're also known as superintendents. Superintendents are more, just depends on your career, guys, like I said. They're more of a manageable thing. They manage everything going on in the workplace. They're the top dog as far as once you have your 9 level in your certain career field. A lot of people look up to you. A lot of people go to you for advice. A lot of people see you as their mentor because they see that's a level of where they want to be someday. So basically those are the levels, and as the more you continue and progress in your career, the higher you will continue to go in the certain levels. There's only 4, 3, 5, 7, 9. I don't know why they're odd numbers. That's the levels, guys. Next question is going to be, how was BMT? And what was the hardest and easiest thing to adjust to? So BMT, in a gist, 7.5 weeks, and then they started including this thing called Airman's Week. And it's basically like, who is calling me at this hour? So Airman's Week, and it's basically like just an extra week of staying at basic training in San Antonio, Lackland Air Force Base. That's what it is. You're gonna help you kind of transition to being from basic training, that certain lifestyle, to a little more freedom in tech school. Because if they give you too much freedom, people go crazy with it and people get in trouble. So I guess that's when the Air Force felt like they needed to step in and provide this class for a whole week of how to slowly transition from having no freedoms to, okay, here's your phone back, here's your civilian clothes, don't be stupid. That's basically what Airman's Week is about. But I can't tell you exactly what went down in basic training because I'm more than sure they switch up things all the time. And it's gonna be kind of hard to remember exactly what I did for 7.5 weeks. But all I can say is, it's an experience. It's really, really fun. If I could go back, you might call me crazy or dumb, but I would go back in a heartbeat. I just felt like it was fun. There was a bond like no other that I've never felt, not even with football. Been in football my whole life, and I can honestly say the bond that I had with my flight at BMT was much greater than the bond I had with my high school football team. So definitely loved it. But one of the hardest things to adjust to, as far as the question, would have to have been being away from the family. I was 18 years old going into basic training, and I loved it. I mean, at first, don't get me wrong, at first I got the questions in my head. Did I make the right decision? Like, should I be here right now? Like, this, I'm not too sure if this is the right choice, if the military was for me. But it's just, you gotta look at it as for your future, benefiting yourself as a person, teaching you responsibility, teaching you discipline. It teaches you so many characteristics about yourself that you had no idea that were in you. And that's what I really, really loved about it. But being away from the family was definitely the most hardest thing. I've never been away from them that long. And I'm not gonna lie, cried. But being able to write to them and get 3 phone calls the whole time I was there, it kind of made it seem like they were there with me, you know? So the easiest thing to adjust to, I could say me personally, was the running. The running, because I went to it knowing that I would have to be in physical shape. And physical shape was kind of my thing. That's why I kind of started this YouTube stuff, because I loved being physically fit. So that's why it was a little easier of an adjustment from running miles back home to running miles at basic training. If you guys could give me 1 second. For some reason my camera was at 100%. Now it's showing it's about to die. So let me charge it and I'll be back to you guys in a second. And okay, coming back at it with the red Vans, guys. Alright guys, so we're coming back at it with the red Vans, dude.
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white van.
Just got the camera charged up, ready for the next question. So the next question is gonna be coming from Timothy Rodriguez. And he said, can you tell me how PT is during tech school? Well, tech school, as far as a firefighter is, in my opinion, very, very taxing, because wake up around 3:45 a.m. Then you gotta go to school until like, if I'm not mistaken, school ended like at 3, and then you have to be in line for PT around 3:30. So it was pretty taxing. PT was usually anything above 2-mile runs, 2 to 5 mile runs, just depending on the days. And we basically ran all the time, one strength day. So you'd have, on Mondays you would do about, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was a 3-mile run, Wednesdays was strength days, like push-ups, sit-ups, all those, you know, corny exercises. Then Thursdays were 3 to 4 mile runs. They were a little longer on Thursdays. Not too bad, but really gotta prepare yourself. Nothing crazy, dude. Just be like Forrest Gump and you got it. Next question is coming from Cool Kid. Cool Whip.
Ooh, you got some pie, huh? Can I have a piece?
Sure.
Ooh, let me have some of that Cool Whip.
What'd you say?
You can't have a pie without Cool Whip.
Cool Whip?
Cool Whip, yeah.
You mean Cool Whip?
Yeah, Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
You're saying it weird. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
What are you talking about? I'm just saying it. Cool Whip. You put Cool Whip on pie. Pie tastes better with Cool Whip.
How high do you have to score on the ASVAB to become an Air Force firefighter? It all depends on your recruiter, dude. Your recruiter plays the biggest factor in that, I think, because my recruiter really wasn't giving anyone a shot in any career field if you weren't scoring above 50. Not too sure if that was just the way she, like her motto, if that was what she was instructed to do, but she wasn't really giving anyone a shot if you scored below 50. So to be 100% honest with you, I guess it just depends on the region you're from and your recruiter to be open and honest with you. Next question is coming from Michael and Alexis. So I'm assuming you guys share a YouTube channel? Thank you guys for watching. So they asked, can you make a video talking about fire protection, tech school, and do you have any tips for BMT? Well, if you go far back enough, what a coincidence, I have a couple videos, not a couple, I think I have like 3 or 4 or 5. 3, 4, 5. Somewhere like that, dude. Me in tech school, talking about tech school, in tech school, showing you guys what I do, how my life is in tech school. So if you scroll far back enough, you guys can find those videos. Then, any tips for BMT? Probably the biggest tip I can give you is be prepared to be away from the family, 1. And the second biggest tip I could give you, always have a positive outlook on things, because when it comes down to it, there's gonna be times where you're feeling down, where you're feeling that you made the wrong choice. But always remember in the back of your head why you made that choice, because it'll help you push through. Trust me, as cliche as it sounds, you'll thank me later. Then the last, but not the very least, question we have of the day to end this video is gonna be, what's the firefighter training like in the Air Force? Fighting training like in the Air Force. So a lot of people may have different opinions about this, because it all depends kind of like where you're stationed, on what training you will get assigned to, and then also your management on how often you train, on what you train exactly. So I know a couple of my buddies, they were up in Alaska and they gotta do wildland training, like taking care of wildland fires and fighting against those fires, while here in Colorado, the base I'm assigned to, we don't get certified or even practice putting out wildland fires or fighting against them. So it's kind of different, you know what I mean? Some bases have no aircraft whatsoever, like fighters, what I'm trying to refer to. So they don't get to experience like getting used to hydrazine and shutting down a F-16, F-15 and dealing with fighter aircraft, as opposed to other bases who have drones that are unmanned. They have a totally different training. So it all literally depends on where you get based at, where you're stationed, because there's going to be different scenarios on what can happen at that base specifically that you will be trained on, as compared to other people who are stationed somewhere across the country who are trained on a totally different topic. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And I know these little Q&As kind of tend to get a little boring, so sorry if it was a little long. I try to make them really quick, to the point, answering the question. If you guys enjoyed the video, like I said, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, what are they waiting for, right? I thought the same thing. Don't forget to like my video, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
How could I make sense when I got millions on my mind?